I am so excited to welcome MacKenzie Porter to Pure Country. How are you, girl?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk to you about new music because we've talked, outside of like interviews and stuff about how you have a lot of new music coming this year. And now it's like finally starting up, which I'm sure you are just like so excited for.
Oh, I am like so ready. I mean, as like living it every single day and like waiting, the process feels so long and I'm like impatient about it. But it finally is like starting. Like the ball is rolling. The first single comes out well today. And then everything else will come out after that. And then the whole record this fall.
That's so exciting. And okay, talk to me about Chasing Tornadoes because it always interests me when you have a new project coming out, why an artist chooses this song to be kind of like the first one you're introducing to everyone.
Yeah, I think this record will definitely be like the most country thing I've ever done.
Okay.
So obviously like I've always leaned kind of like pop country and though there's moments of that on the record for sure. But this just felt like the song that we all wanted to put out first and it's up tempo. I mean, I'm going into like festival season and that always feels good to like play something really energetic on stage. And I don't know, we just loved it. It just felt like the right one. There's no real like reason other than I love it.
It's when you love it. I remember, I think it was John Party, like he was talking about how if he doesn't like get in his vehicle, listen to it, and also want to jam to his own song, then he's like, I don't know about this. So it's like
Yeah.
you have to enjoy it too, because that's how fans are going to be able to feel it, that you're actually having fun performing it.
Yeah, and I think like you end up playing a song like so many times, so it is kind of telling like if you really like the song, maybe it doesn't have a burn factor for other people too. So yeah, I mean there maybe should be like more strategy, but sometimes it's just like
Like
what feels.
it's just the one that I wanted. We all wanted. Okay, Chasing Tornadoes though. Every time I read the title of it, and I like all week I've been like, MacKenzie Porter's got a new song out Friday called Chasing Tornadoes. It makes me think of like watching tornado chasing shows, which scares the bejeebus out of me. Are you someone that like thrives on like storm chasing TV shows or anything like that?
No, not
No,
really.
okay.
I mean, I'm kind of like terrified of them. I mean,
Same.
in Nashville, there's tornadoes, and like, there's only been one time the big tornado I was out of town for, but it hit like a block away from our house. But there was one time that Jake and I had to go under this house, and I remember just like we took Willa, like our dog, and just we're like, I literally sat there. I'm like, I'm really scared, and it was so loud, and we're just underneath the house. So no, tornadoes are not my thing, but this is kind of like obviously a metaphor for like, going into the eye of the storm with like a person and knowing that person is dangerous and bad, but also being like, I'm going to deal with those consequences later.
Were you somebody, because I definitely was, that had a knack for chasing a tornado like relationship in your younger years?
I think so. I mean, there was definitely a few. I did like the kind of like artsy bad boy that like was
Okay.
very what's the word, just like brooding artist kind of thing. I did like that, and so sometimes those kind of people you can get into situations where you kind of like get swallowed up in their storm too a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely, like I'm glad I'm not in that anymore.
No,
As I'm sure
you got a good one. You got a good
yeah,
guy.
we got it out of our systems.
Yes, we did. We all do that. We go through our younger relationships where we look back, we're like, what was I doing?
Yeah. I
But
wouldn't change that because it does like once you've had like a wreckage kind of relationship like that, you definitely know what you want and know that you maybe that even though that can be like fun and like the highs are highs and the lows are low, that's not like what I would want eventually for like my whole life.
yeah, and it's so true too, because like a lot of people think a bad relationship ending is like such a horrible thing to have happen in your life, and it is at the time. But then when you find a good relationship, you're like, I totally wouldn't have been able to find this had I not gone through that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So true.
absolutely. And just like the stability of like a good person or an easy relationship is there's something that I absolutely love about that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, shooting the music video in Vegas. It looks so cool. I can't wait to see it. But How fun was that? And how tiring was that? Because I was like following your stories that you were going to bed in Vegas at like 7 o'clock because you were going to be up all night filming.
Yeah. We flew in, kind of had like the day, I had the day to like do some stuff that we needed to do in town, but I didn't have to work like crazy. And then the next day we started at 8 or maybe 8 a.m. and then we went till about 4 in the morning. So it was a long day. And then I had to go like straight to the airport to catch a flight home. So we did not sleep. I was like dead to the world once we were done. But we wanted to shoot at night for a lot of like the stuff in Vegas. And so, you know, we shot through the night. But I think it looks really beautiful. Like I'm really excited for people to see it. And we have this really iconic kind of performance scene in the desert. And, you know, we were talking about like Vegas is kind of that thing too. It's kind of like every time you go there, it's kind of dangerous and you're like, I'm going to deal with these consequences later again. So it felt like the right place. And also we wanted like that desert look and you just can't really get that in Nashville.
Yeah. See, I've never been to Vegas.
Oh, you haven't?
No, never been. I know Steven's
Well,
always like, what? How have you never been there? And I'm like, I think it's because of that. I fear going there and making bad decisions and then regretting them later.
yeah. I mean, I feel like there's like a dark way to do Vegas and then there's really fun. I mean, when I was in Vegas, we didn't even drink at all or gamble or we were working the whole time. But
Right.
I've done a couple of times in Vegas where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here. Like
you're like, where's my flight home?
yeah, it's just like partying or whatever. And then I've also done a lot of times in Vegas where it's just like so chill and really cool.
Okay, maybe I need to go to Vegas with you and we'll have like a girls chill weekend there and we go like, you know, gamble a little bit, but not
a couple glasses of wine, be in bed by midnight, like perfect.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, congratulations. I haven't even texted you about this or messaged you, but ACM nomination, so exciting. First nomination for you at the ACMs, and you're the only Canadian nominated this year. Is it Dustin Lynch's first nomination too?
I think it is.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I know I feel like he should have been nominated for so many other things, like not this year, but like past years for his other stuff, like Small Town Boy or whatever. And but I think like that it makes it pretty cool. We've got to like have so many firsts together, and you know, it makes me feel good that like he'll always say he's like, well, I couldn't have done it without MacKenzie. She's the one who's like helping me get all these things, which is how I feel about him. So it's just been like a really cool ride with this whole song. I feel like this is like the song that like never dies.
I know. I was like thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I think it was 2 New Year's Eves ago that you guys co-hosted the Pure Country Top 50 year-end countdown. And it was to celebrate Thinking About You. And I'm like, we're 2 years after that, and this song is still going so strong. So it's nominated for Music Event of the Year. And it's so funny. You were talking about earlier, like songs that you have to love because you have to perform them a lot. Do you truly love performing this song? Because you've been performing it for a very long time.
I do. I mean, obviously, like it's always a little funky when I have to like do it by myself.
Right.
Not funky, but just like it's not the same song. And so I've always wanted to do it with him. But you know, we get to do that quite a bit. We just did it at Bridgestone like a couple weeks ago, and that was like I'd never played Bridgestone before, so that was a really cool moment. We've done Nissan, like we've done so many cool venues. So when I go play my show by myself without him, I'll just get the crowd to like help me during his
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah, it's not the same. Maybe I said this to Dustin a while ago. I'm like, a Canadian tour for Dustin featuring MacKenzie Porter, where you guys get to sing every night together.
I mean, that would be incredible. I should get him up there. I feel like he would crush up there and has so many fans. He probably needs to go visit.
Just putting it out there. We'll manifest it. It'll happen. Okay, so ACMs are happening Thursday, May 11th in Texas, and red carpet. I have to ask because I don't think I've asked you about this either. Last red carpet you did, I believe you ended up wearing the same dress as Kelsey Ballerini.
Yes, that was the CMAs. Yeah, it was like such a funny experience because like when you're like a newer artist or like not one of the main big ones, you go like way earlier. So I had done the carpet, and then we left and we're like out getting food because there's a huge gap between like the carpet and the show. So we were at a steak place eating. I was just, you know, munching away in this like Balenciaga dress, and my manager was like, oh, and I was like, what? And he's like, open your phone. And I was like, what? And it was just like all of this, like my phone was just like blowing up. Like, didn't MacKenzie just wear that? And Anyway, so I messaged Kelsey like right away. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, you look amazing. Sorry that happened. Yeah, like what I mean, it happens. Like, you know, it's just a dress.
Yeah.
But she was so sweet about it. And it was honestly like a really, I mean, we got more press for that than I probably would have got without it. So it was cool, and she was so sweet about it. And like, I don't know, for me, it's like, it's just a dress. I don't really care about
And you guys both looked amazing in it. And I think it's such a cool story to have from that night, which I think was really funny. Do you have your outfit picked out for the ACM red carpet yet?
I have my fitting on Monday. I do know the designer I'm wearing because I'm really excited to like wear this new designer. But it was funny, like, so the CMT awards were a couple weeks ago too, and my friend Kylie was wearing the same dress as Megan Maroney.
Yeah.
And she's like, did you see that? I'm like, I did see it. I'm like, I'm just glad it's not me this time. I'm like, imagine if that happened twice to me in a row. I'd be like banned from on the show.
They're like, what is MacKenzie Porter up to?
Yeah, I mean, it would be like the biggest scandal. Like if I could somehow figure out what everyone's wearing, just like copy people, it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, just pick a different artist every show. Yeah. But there is like some things that go into, like, do you have to like report or like let them know what you're wearing beforehand, or is it just kind of happens?
Not really. Like the thing, I think if like a designer was like giving you a dress, then yes, but sometimes you just borrow them or you buy them, and you know, my stylist will buy it. So it's like, and they can sell as many as they want.
Okay. So there's really, it just literally can just happen. There's nothing that goes in to prevent it really.
Yeah. Unless I think you're like, I'm sure at like the Met or whatever, like that's like more like, you know, no, I mean, we did not.
And I don't think anyone's showing up in the same outfit at the Met because those outfits are crazy.
So crazy. Although I did love it last night. I was like looking at all of them. I'm like, these are so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just think it's like, if a girl wears the same outfit, it's like, and then if a guy wears the same like looking suit, nobody cares. It's like, you know.
Most of them all look the same and nobody ever posts about that. But yeah, it's so funny how different it is. All right, well, girl, I'm so excited, so proud of you. Congrats on the nomination. We will be watching and cheering for you guys, crossing our fingers. And go check out MacKenzie Porter's new song. You can hear the Pure Country world premiere of it today on Pure Country Chasing Tornadoes. It's MacKenzie Porter.